Hello buddy, and welcome to this video where we're now going to take a look at using the various different types of brushes inside Zbrush. Okay, so by Zbrush what I mean is that up until now we've only been using the standard brush, which gives us this very basic brush effect right here. And you can see we're still using the alpha, so let's go ahead and change that back to this nice smooth alpha 01. So let's change that, and let's change this back to dots. There we go. So now we paint back on with our basic brush here. So as you can see, we can paint along with our basic brush, but we do have access to a bunch of other brushes, and these brushes have different abilities. So for instance, I can click on this and we're going to be presented with a whole host of different brushes. Now I'm not going to go through each and every one of these. As you can see, they are pretty extensive. Okay, but what we can do is we can look at some of these basic ones. So we have, for instance, we have flatten, which will attempt to flatten an area. So you can see that this is flattening the area here. We have some things such as move. So we can look for move in here. Now, if we have this open, okay, and we press a letter on the keyboard that represents the name of the brush. So for instance, if I were to find the move tool, I can either go through these and try to look for it, or I can press the M key on the keyboard, and what we'll see is that all the brushes with the that begins with the letter M will be available. So you can see we have move, so we can click this, and what this is going to allow us to do is to move the geometry around. So we can select this and move it around just like this. Okay, and we'd need to turn on the symmetry for that to apply on both sides. So let's press the X key. You can see we can move this on both sides here. So this is pretty cool. So there's really a whole host of different brushes that we can use in here, and as I said, going through each and every one of these is it's going to take a long time. So I strongly encourage you to look through these and see what each one does. So for instance, another common one you will see people use will be the clay buildup, and this is what people tend to use when sculpting most of the time. So this will just give the effect that you are building up on clay, just like how clay would be built up in the real life here. Okay, so that's the very basics of the brushes. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.